Hello everyone, welcome to another YouTube video. So this is going to be a trade breakdown for GBPUSD that happened yesterday. What was the first thing that I was literally anticipating for? The first thing that I noticed was this SMT. Remember, series of mitigations become liquidity, and if you can see here, you can see on the 4-hour, there seems to be some type of liquidity right here that needs to be taken out. All right. Now, with that being said, I go straight to my 5 minutes. I wait for Asia to play out first, and then I take on a trade. Now, what am I looking for? I'm going to play the old chart and then start all over again so everyone can easily understand with me exactly what's going on. Okay. So now we have this, but we need to firstly understand what would price magnetize towards before reversing to the opposite direction. Okay. We have the Asian session, and then we need to take out liquidity of Asia session. So we need to start looking for the liquidity points now. Liquidity points that price has swept. Look at this liquidity here. Beautiful. Swept. Okay. We can see here as well. Swept. So this is the external liquidity that got swept. Okay. Now, with this scene, the next thing we should look for is our exit. Now, where should be our exit? Exit should be where? Say it could be this low. No, definitely not that low. It could be this low, right? Or the one we had marked earlier before. Just something convenient. As well, it could also be the Asian low, right? Okay, we go back to charts. So now we've seen a liquidity sweep. We've seen another liquidity where the price could magnetize towards. Now we need to have an entry. But in order to have an entry, we need to have systems in place that explains the reasons why those particular areas are entries. Now, how do we get that? We need a build-up of liquidity before the inducement. Now, where is the build-up of liquidity? Firstly, you can see all of this liquidity here, like resistance kind of liquidity. That's one. Another one is which one? All of this right here, right? Looks like what to me? Looks like trend line. There was no, you can see there's no gap in between here. So it's generally series of mitigations. And remember, when you have series of mitigations, at the end of the day, they all become what? Liquidity. Okay, that's the first one. The other one is what? This one right here. Okay, you can see that clearly. That's another liquidation. That's another liquidity before we add the inducements to this high right here. No, not SMT. We have that few candle. So after this, the next thing is what? We look for confirmations for sales. Now, remember, I once dropped my video on how I look for entries, and this is exactly what I do. The first way is to look for liquidity. When I say liquidity, I understand that above of the liquidity is my entry. Now, one way to look at it is this. This right here is the liquidity. This right here is the OB. I'm gonna make that my up supply, right? But what I'll do, because in most cases you might not have mitigations, is to use from my liquidity points, and then I'll target the highs with a little bit of breathing room, and then I'll target what? The exit. In this case, Asia low. Or if you're going for the whole move, trying to take out all of the SMT, which is risky, but that's what happened. 16R, right? So that's how it's done. That's how it should be. Another way you can look for this entry is this way, right? You go to your 1 minute time frame. Let's put it into shape. It's your 1 minute. Come here. Then what are we looking for? Okay. We have the high. let me use this. We have the low right here, right? We have the high right here, and then we had the breakup structure. So having a breakup structure means what? Okay, it's time for a decent entry, a beautiful decent entry. And then on the 1 minute, you have your mitigation, stop loss at the highs. If you want to be concise, you can just use this guy right here. For 1 minute traders like us, well, to be safe, the 5 minutes is okay. And then you target what? Asian low, liquidity low, SMT areas, and at the end of the day, you have a nice decent profit. So I hope this isn't too much. I hope it's straightforward, and I hope you can all learn and understand from everything I've just done. So see you all on the next one, guys. Peace, everyone.